Another good day. Another good day to find out a little bit more about your team as you scrimmage and you tackle and all that kind of stuff. We're getting a little bit fatigued, but that's what you have to fight through. That's where you push through that. It's the old saying, you don't know about a second one unless you push through the first one. So we've got to do that, and we are doing that, and I'm pleased with it. So I thought there were some encouraging signs today. As always, you have to look at the tape to find out everything you need to know, but I like where we are. I like what's going on. We'll come out, we'll have 2 practices tomorrow and hopefully get even better than we were today. Questions?
Even without looking at the tape, you had to feel a little better about how the offense was operating.
Yeah, we made some plays, and obviously when you're in the offensive business, you have to make some plays. But now I want to go see what happened on defense. I mean, it's I never win these, but I never lose them either. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's like us. We're never wrong.
Yeah, exactly right.
Can you talk about the running game today? Made some strides there.
Looked improved, and we'll see if it's a function of us getting better on offense, which I hope that's the case, and I think it is, or if it's a case of our defense not being in the right gaps or not being up to snuff like they need to be the run-stopping defense that we need to be.
Hey, head to Coach Lane.
Marlon Pollard.
Marlon Pollard, thank you for bringing it up, has decided that he's going to transfer. The good news about Marlon's transferring is that it's completely amicable. We wanted him to stay. Had a number of kids talk to him last night about trying to stay and be a part of the team because he's such a good young man. But he just thinks that for his chance to play a lot of football in college, he needs to move on. So I'm never going to deprive somebody of being happy, and so we're going to grant his release, and we'll miss him. He's a great kid, really a great kid.
Cody Zumwalt got a little scrappy out there today.
Yeah, and he had to learn a lesson. You can't throw a punch. The officials were here on the spot, would have ejected him, and that would have cost him, if it's in the second half, the whole next game. So, and at least the game he was in. So you got to learn that lesson, and hopefully he did.
Prince's progress.
I think it's coming along. Obviously, we'd all like him to be in there, but I keep looking at the positive. It gives the other kids chances, and they're getting better because of those chances. But eventually, we're going to need Kevin back, and hopefully, we're talking about sooner than later. I think my hope is that he'll be back, if not tomorrow, then the next day, and he'll get some scrimmage. I got my fingers crossed that we'll get some scrimmage. He needs some live work. And it's disappointing that he's missed all this time, but I know he's into it mentally, and I know he's had a great summer, so hopefully we can survive the fact that he's missed this much.
Coach, going into camp, do you have it in your mind that most, if not all, freshmen are going to redshirt and then they play their way out of that, or do they play their way more into the redshirt and you say they're just not ready?
I think ideally you'd say the former of what you said would be the case, but sometimes positions dictate that guys have to be ready to play. Go back 2 years ago, Raheem Moore had to play. We thought enough of him, and the position at safety was such that he had to get in there, and that's why Tony Dye also had to play as a true freshman. But you'd love to have a chance to, like wine, let them mature. But it isn't always that case, and sometimes they play their way onto the team. I mean, guys are doing that right now. You saw a number of freshmen make good plays again today.
Is Dietrich one of those guys?
Dietrich has made plays, and each of the 2 times we've laced him up to play real football, and he's got to be commended for that.
What about Malcolm? How do you feel about what you've seen from him?
A couple things were pleasing about Malcolm. Number one, we knew he was going to be a physical back, and he proved that he is. And number two, he's durable. He took a major quad contusion in the first scrimmage and missed a practice, but was back the next day, and you saw that he's back to full speed again. So I'm pleased with Malcolm, and I think our running game is improving. It's not where it needs to be, but it's improving.
Can you talk a little bit more about the day-to-day guys?
You saw both Stan McKay and Corey Harkey in red jerseys. That's an indication that they'll be cleared tomorrow if they don't have any lingering effects, and hopefully they won't. Morrell's probably another day away from getting that red jersey on. The hamstrings, I'm not optimistic for the scrimmage, with the maybe exception of Larimore. Larimore did some individual today, and hopefully we can get him back and actually get some scrimmage reps out of him.
Fourier, same deal.
Foyer probably not going to scrimmage. Probably going to rest him throughout the rest of this week, and then see if we can get him ready for some role starting in next week. Jordan James is in that hamstring category. Probably still a little time necessary. I hope not. I mean, I go to bed every night saying a little prayer for those guys to get them back, but all in due time, I guess. All in due time.